I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fight me.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, nah, unlikely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fight me.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a f***ing name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing, I'll regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fight me.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me.
Yo, everyone. Welcome back to the show that has really shitty lighting. Welcome back to a pretty quick edition, hopefully, of Big Ohm Live. I am your host, as always, Big Ohm Omer Q. We got a lot to get into today. The big thing I want to cover and I want to kind of react to in real time because I have not had a chance to watch it yet is going to be the John Cena, Cody Rhodes interview. Cena, for the first time since he retired, since he tapped out to Gunther this past weekend, has spoken about the retirement run at length. It was like a 2-hour interview with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Well, I am going to look at some of the key clips that are kind of going around online, and we will talk and react to those. Again, I have not seen any of them, so that is going to be something to stick around for. I'm also going to be giving a programming note at the end of this about some of the videos that are coming to the channel this weekend, and so much more. Mick Foley quitting WWE. A lot to get into, a lot to talk about, a lot to sink your teeth into, baby. So do me a favor, smash that thumbs up. If you have questions, put them in the chat. If you want to guarantee your questions or statement are read out on the air, be sure to become a member or just leave a super chat, but always leave that thumbs up automatic. All right, let's talk about this week in professional wrestling. So We saw AEW Manchester Dynamite. I just caught a little piece of fuzz that was floating around. AEW Dynamite in Manchester, nearly 11,000 strong, witnessed a very good edition of Dynamite. Obviously, some killer matches. Obviously, a raucous crowd, as they always are over across the pond in the UK. But one thing I really wanted to take note of was the reaction that one Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, received upon his return. MJF cut a scathing promo before cashing in his all-in Casino Gauntlet contract, making the main event of World's End in Chicago a four-way match for the All Elite Wrestling World's Championship. This is going to be a very interesting couple of weeks for All Elite Wrestling. We not only had the biggest, most, shocking title change, I think, in AEW history, with Samoa Joe defeating Hangman Adam Page to become the world champion at Full Gear just, 3 weeks ago? But now we're following it up with a situation where we are likely to see MJF win the All Elite Wrestling World title back at World's End from Samoa Joe, the same guy who defeated him at that very show 2 years ago. And I think that is the most likely outcome. I think that's the one that makes sense. And I think that's what will, should, and hopefully will happen. Now, on the flip side, what if it doesn't? I think AEW is kind of wasting everyone's time. One of the biggest things that I have preached about AEW in 2025 is the fact that I really believe that they are turning a corner on the perception and just how fun their show is. Let's cut the business talk for a little bit here and just talk about how fun it is to watch AEW. Let's talk about how great it is to be a part of witness part of just the coolness that AEW is facing. And let's just really, really feel I don't know, let's just enjoy the moment. I feel like a lot of times, and I'm obviously one of these guys. I overanalyze professional wrestling for a hobby. And my view is that AEW right now allows me something that I haven't even felt from it for a while, and that is a complete immersion into a universe that feels. Now, I'm not going to say real, real is the cliche, but it feels, and it feels real, but it makes me feel. And I'm just digging what they're doing. This MJF thing, I think, is probably the best thing that could have happened. And I'm just so hyped for what we're about to see, because I think that we're gonna see, hopefully, a proper AEW world title run from one Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. See, we're already sounding off in the chat here. Wall Street Money. Whoa, take it easy. It's a perfectly good YouTube channel, gang. What does that even mean? What's good, Miss Shaw? Hopefully you're doing well. Good for Mick Foley, standing up on business, quitting after Trump's comments about Rob Reiner and his wife's murder. Yep. Donald Trump is a genocidal, monstrous pig, and I expect no less from him, to be honest. This is the dude who jokes about murdering children overseas. I'm not surprised that he, made fun of Rob Reiner after he was murdered. Again, he's a fat piece of shit. I'll be honest with you, I really couldn't care less about Mick Foley leaving WWE. Good for him anyway. How are you, Omer? I'm doing fantastic. Look, Fridays are a very busy day at work for me. Very stressful day at work for me. I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm able to take a little bit of a break right now, tune in, lock in, talk wrestling, get my mind off of things before I wrap things up, hopefully, at some point tonight. But man, like again, blessed. I have the air in my lungs, and I'm still breathing. We're still chatting. We're doing the thing. Be sure to smash that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. MJF is back better than ever. Keep him and Bobby Lashley separated at all costs until the end of 2026. Well, Bobby's injured and is going to be out for at least the next couple of months, it would seem. So I don't think that's going to be too hard to do. Like MJF and Bobby are not going to be seeing each other for a while, it would seem. But well wishes to Bobby. Hopefully everything goes well with him and he recovers from whatever he's going through. But yeah, the Mick Foley thing is interesting. So for those of you who are not aware, Mick Foley has, always been pretty outspoken politically. He, I wouldn't exactly call Mick Foley like a hardened leftist, but, he's a liberal and always talking about, rights, always talking about the, I would say generally in the correct direction when you think about things. But he's always been a guy who's in a space like wrestling where not many people have been willing to rock the boat, where not many people have been willing to, stand on business in terms of their values and their job. Foley, time and time again, has taken a stand that no one else has. That doesn't mean that it's the best stand you could take. It doesn't mean that there's obviously not, other things he could stand for or could stand up on, right? But he has been one of the more outspoken voices. Think about 1997 Montreal Screwjob. That happens. The next day, Mick Foley walks out of the company. And it wasn't until he essentially got the blessing from, Brett. It wasn't until he essentially got, he had some conversations with WWE management where others convinced him to eventually come back. And Brett was like, dude, look, it's between me and the company. Don't make it your fight. But Mick was very upset, and he stood that ground very firmly in that moment. And now we're seeing him say that because of WWE's very close relationship, it would seem, with Donald Trump and his administration, that the Rob Reiner situation was the last straw. And I think, for a lot of people, right, I'm not going to judge Mick Foley for not doing this for something else and doing it for something like this. I think there's a conversation to be had about whether or not, this is the most serious thing. But I do think overall, this is like a straw that broke the camel's back type of situation. And I personally commend Mick Foley for just standing on that business, standing that ground. Because you don't see many other people doing that. The only other examples I can really think about are Brody King in AEW. And that's not standing up against company, but it's standing up to what is perceived as fascism. What I think we all kind of know to be fascism from Donald Trump and this current regime. Whether it's, the goons in ICE kidnapping people in the middle of the street, or the rampant crackdown on free speech and pro-Palestinian protests. It is just good to see. I hate talking politics when it comes to wrestling, and even now, I don't care if its decision was political, regardless of what he's saying. Good on him if he means it and it isn't a grift. Yeah, I don't really see this as a grift. There's not much to grift out of this, to be honest with you. If anything, he's walking away from money, right? He's walking away from opportunities to make money. And Mick Foley is not someone I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be say, oh, Mick Foley, he really needs the money. No, he's taken, it seems, very good care of himself in the financial department. And I think he's going to be okay. So I wouldn't exactly characterize this as a grift. But, personally, I commend Mick Foley. I would hope that others would at least take a stand to separate themselves from what is going on and, take a stand, man. You got a platform, use it. I got a very tiny platform in comparison to a lot of people, but I still try to use it to educate and inform. And some of the things that I've seen, primarily the crackdowns on free speech, on pro-Palestinian speech, and the ICE thugs that are kidnapping people in the streets, are quite distasteful to me. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that. I know that a lot of you don't like talking politics, but I gotta get that. I gotta get that in, man. I gotta get that in every now and then. I've got to take an opportunity to inform. Anyway, one thing I do want to inform, because again, our time together is brief today. And by the way, if you want to extend that time, the best way to do so is by leaving a super chat or becoming a member and getting access to some exclusive perks in addition to getting your chats read out. So be sure to do that. Let's have a conversation. Okay. So John Cena did an interview, his first one, with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This is his first interview following the whole Saturday night's main event situation where he tapped out his final match. And, he, it would seem, gave some insight. And again, there's no pre-watching that's been done. I literally went to I'll show you. I went to a Twitter page and I bookmarked a bunch of clips. Shout out to Shoot or Work, Fire Gunther, who is, I would assume, a very big John Cena fan. Her time is brief, like every other stream. Oh, I'm a busy guy. I'm with you guys. I'm with you guys. All right, I'm with you guys. What do you mean? What do you mean? Our time is always. Our time is never brief because our time, even the small amount of time we spend together is priceless. Ayo. Anyway, so there's a bunch of clips that seem to have been curated by an account. So let's talk about it. I'm here to let you know that WWE is better than AEW. Hey, Brian, I got a question for you. Brian. Why is WWE better than AEW? Don't say aura, because you and I both know it's not an answer. Why? Because they get more chicken? They get more chicken? Come on, bro. Give me an argument. Don't just pop the narratives off of my chat. Nah, BBL Brian. You can't get away with that. You have to say something. You're gonna have to show some facts. Come on, bro. Spitting narratives in the chat, thinking I wouldn't notice. Is that why, bro? Is that why? Is that why you have more fun at Full Gear than John? Nah, let me stop. WWE is better because they gooned you know what? I can't even. That's probably the truth. Anyway, John Cena did an interview. Let's see what happens. I have, again, no pre-watching. Let's just take a listen.
And for the last 5 minutes, everything I preach about story.
So I think this is him actually talking about Gunther in his last match.
And for the last 5 minutes, everything I preach about story and drama and having a conversation with the audience. The ones I love are in the front row. I know my colleagues are watching on the monitor back there. We're just in a sleeper hole, man.
Yeah. Ed Koski brought that up.
We're just in a sleeper hole.
Sleeper for
but
sleeper.
We're having that conversation with the audience.
Yeah.
So as I essentially take my last breath, I have struggled. If you think of somebody, the natural causes scenario, or however we picture loss in our life, all of us have been through it. They struggle, they hang on just long enough to make sure to say goodbye to everybody that's been meaningful in their lives. And that whole day was so many unbelievably vulnerable, meaningful conversations. Yeah. And then you realize I've connected with everybody I love.
Yeah.
Physically, I feel great. I think it's time to take that last breath.
Yeah.
And that's that. I hate to keep going back morbidly to obituaries, but like, this person died peacefully.
Yeah. You faced death with a smile.
Yes. And knowing that, like, man, we are in a good place. We're going to be great going forward. And this is literally like the bottom of the T-shirt says, "I gave everything. Thank you for everything."
Yeah.
And that in that one moment, that was that going peacefully. You know, so like the whole tour, the year story, for me is just the cycle of someone facing the end of their life, the struggles they go with. I got a raw deal. I want this one more time. This will make me happy. This will make me live forever.
Yeah.
And then realizing like, oh, I've kind of been a prick and gone against my values. And having a good person, somebody you know and love, be like, man, this isn't you, dog. Let's do it the right way, which connects to our why and helps us tell the story.
Okay, that was very insightful. And for me, I think it makes the loss make a lot of sense, right? And I want to be clear, like, there's always more than one way to do things. Like you can't tell me that there's only one right way to do something in pro wrestling. There's always multiple ways. Now, the decision or what would make the most sense might be very clear, but I really like the way that John explained that there about, you know, it is about never give up, but it is never give up until your last breath, and then sometimes things are just inevitable. Because it's, you know, even the attitude of never give up, even the attitude of give it all you've got, it doesn't guarantee success. And the meta there is very true. And despite, you know, again, wrestling being a fantasy world where we all believe and you know, think that things need to have a happy ending, they don't always have a happy ending. Sometimes they have an eventuality. Sometimes there is that they just have an ending, because that is life. And hearing that explanation from John Cena, hearing that you know, it to me, it makes everything, it puts everything in perspective and makes it make a lot more sense. I've always been on the record since this happened. I'm fine with this. I enjoyed it. I thought that the ability for them in that moment, to have that struggle and do it with such a simple move like a headlock, is precisely what pro wrestling is all about. It's about that in-ring storytelling. And they did it fantastically. And even in that last moment where John just looks over, he's like, I gave it everything. Sometimes you just can't beat Father Time. And the place that he you know, wrestled in, and the place that he appeared in, and the place that he helped get to the level it is at now, is in a place where it doesn't need him anymore. And I think that's the meta that was kind of told. And that's the beauty of what we witnessed at Saturday night's main event. And I dug it personally. I know people in the chat are just like crashing out on me. I'm on the payroll. Yeah, I'm on the payroll 100%. Triple H, cash that check. Catch that MAGA check right now. Sorry, that apolitical check. I watched this. He's doing damage control. AEW is the future. That MJF promo has me feeling like a WCW Nitro segment. Absolutely. On that latter part. I don't think he's doing damage control. I think this is from the heart. I truly believe that this is from the heart. What's up, Shay? Good to see you, my man. JD from New York was crashing out on X about AEW is funny. I mean, I'm on record as saying this before. If you want me to talk about that specific YouTuber, I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave a super chat. That rule is for everyone. I don't talk about that specific YouTuber unless you leave a super chat. But I will answer almost any other question. He can try to make it sound good all you want, but at the end of the day, he knows to himself it was a bunch of BS. I mean, it's unfortunate. That's just life, man. Not John Cena trying to defend his dog. Come on. Okay, no. This is not the tour. He's talking about his retirement match in this, I believe. It was not a good tour. And and John Cena admitted in an interview with Chris Van Vliet last week that his retirement tour was pretty dog shit. So I don't think so. Look at him defend this. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. The shill allegations are crazy. If Mick Foley trying to help City, then why defend Vince? Ooh, fair point. Fair point. Here you go, Omer. Just say it was a good story. Make sure you talk about booking. Look, what we do here is defend WWE at all costs, even when the booking doesn't make it, because that's what we do. What we do is better than what anyone else does. What we do is the best. Hold on. Do we have the sound clip? Do we have the sound bite, guys? Please tell me we have the sound bite. Please tell me we have the sound bite. Please tell me we have the sound bite.
Do what we do. What we do. What we do. What we do. That's what we do. What we do. What we do. What we do. It's what we do. What we do. It's why we do what we do. What we do. What we.
That's what we do, and that's why we do what we do. What we do. Let me get some what we do's in the chat. Let me get some what we do's in the chat. Oh, man. CMLL was the best promotion this year. I think, for me, they're number 2. They definitely had the feud of the year. MJF and Mystico was the feud of the year, in my opinion. For sure. What we do, 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 what we do. I know, Omer, the ending John Cena and Gunther created interest with Gunther, but is like the heel turn. If they don't follow up, it would all be for nothing. I do agree with that. I do agree with that 100%. But I think to me it made sense, and I thought it was good storytelling for the moment. Anyway, there's more to this John Cena interview apparently. Let's take a look at clip number 2. Again, I don't know what these are. Just gonna take a listen and find out.
And then honestly, to be honored to be in there with somebody who takes the mat as sacred.
Yeah.
I don't care who likes or doesn't like Gunther. Respect is a core value. It's hard and pure, and he is all about this 20 by 20 box. And whether he does it my way, a wise man once said, just because it's the way John does it doesn't mean it's the way it needs to be done. And I got the utmost respect for him. So that's kind of that's what the artist was thinking when painting the picture.
Right.
Okay, so this is interesting. John Cena saying that Gunther was like basically the perfect opponent for him because he was like the guy who respected the ring. He was like, okay, this is leaning into BS territory. Okay, you guys know I give you real takes. Oh wow, I don't know how that happened. Chris Jericho, go away. But yeah, this was. Omer, were you screaming when MJF's music hit? Yes. I jumped up out of my couch. Triple fraud never knows enough on this. They have been lighting. They have lightning in a bottle with. They have lightning in the bottle, and if they don't maximize and optimize it now, they're gonna be screwed. The guy who tapped out to Jey Uso twice. Wait, did he really tap out twice? I know he tapped out at Mania. No way he tapped out twice. When was the other time he tapped out to Jey? When was the other time? Am I misremembering? Did they have a match at Backlash? Because he won it back, I thought. No way he tapped out twice to Jey. Ain't no way.
That question now.
So I have thought a lot about this.
Okay, yeah.
And there are many moments from like the rock cliffs of Afghanistan to the desert in Iraq to the first match to the first championship to the first world championship to 16 to 17 to seeing all the phone lights in Perth to actually the Funhouse match with Bray to you and I in New Jersey to DJ in Miami. The list goes.
Notice how he's like, not you and I in Vegas. He's like, nah, not you and I in Vegas, my guy.
Goes on and on.
Yeah.
I think what I really cherish most about this, it is a universal language.
Yeah.
And that's why we have such a global reach. You watch it with the volume off, you can see anger,
yeah.
you can see, and then you can see the match. And maybe it's just because it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
I can't get past Phil Brooks, CM Punk, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, brother. Will you, okay, yeah, John, you lost me. Will you let go of this Saudi bullshit, bro? Will you let go of this blood money bullshit? Like, please. Please, John. The best moment of my retirement run was Phil Brooks apologizing for calling Saudi Arabia a blood money government that killed a Saudi journalist. Come on, bro. Like, they are, oh my goodness, brother, John. I know you didn't go to college or whatever, but I know damn well you know how to read. This is some bull, bro. Whatever.
I think that might be my favorite moment in wrestling.
Wow. This is
My favorite moment in All right, John. I'm to quote The Rock, go home and smoke some more crack. That's crazy, brother. That you're telling me a mid-match between you and CM Punk what was the best moment of your career? Look, my guy, look. If it was as simple as you being in the ring with Punk again and I'm fine with that. Saudi Arabia. I'm mad Saudi Arabia is the difference here. Oh my God, brother. John. I spent like $40 on it. I mean, I already knew. We already knew. Whoa, take it easy again. Okay. It has nothing to do with the country. Anyone who gaslights you into thinking that criticisms of the Saudi government and their atrocities and the genocide that they committed in Yemen has anything to do with the Saudi people is just as delusional as someone who thinks that the bad things that the American government have done are the problem and are because of the people who live here. That's asinine. We don't stand that. Come on. This is some bull, bro. John, I know you know how to read. I mean, that's... Bro, I guess bro's trying to look out for his bag. That's insane. That's a psychotic take from John Cena. I just Googled, yes, Gunther tapping out the J twice in WWE. WrestleMania 41, and again when Jey Uso won. Man, okay, whatever, bro. Okay, Triple H is an even shittier booker than I thought. That's all that proves. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. How are you not calling it for what it is? It's blood money. Yeah. Oh my God. Whoa, take it easy. It's a good government gang. No, it's not. Most governments are not even that good, bro. It's the ending I had a problem with, that goofy tap. I like the goofy. Nah, man, it was like a subtle, like, I'm done. That's all it was. It was like, I'm done. He took it in one last time. I did not miss your post. It was there. I saw it. I saw your post, damn it. Jesus. He actually did. I get to the posts, all right? I get to the posts. Jesus, what else is this dumbass have to say?
The promo. The pre-show?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have a promo with him that night in a match, so I'm attaching myself to that moment because I think it's one of the best moments in wrestling. Please tell me
my fuck. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on, John. That's fucking ridiculous. That is you know what? Well, yeah, you're moving down like 10 slots on the all-time list just for that. John Cena is no longer in the Big O 25 greatest of all time. He is now been relegated to top 50 of all time. He's now been relegated just for that whack like dumbass comment. An opinion, like, yes, you can have dumb opinions. Yes, chat, you can have dumb opinions. That was a dumb opinion. Case in point. Insane, dog. Insane. Whoa, take it easy. He's a perfectly good wrestler. And you know what? Wall Street Money. Now we move John Cena down another 10 just for that. Top 100 now. Why are people on AEW for all their awards they won this year? I mean, it's proof that. Yeah, I mean. Part of it is tribalism. I'm pretty sure like tribalism is playing a good part in that. I mean, like, look, think about where a lot of the criticism is coming from. It's coming from, the vast majority of it is coming from people who don't watch the product. And I can tell you, as someone who's seen basically all of AEW this year and the vast majority of the output that WWE has, like, I watched every Raw and SmackDown up until like, mid-August, and then, until SummerSlam, and then like I tapped out for a bit. Came back in, came back out. But, as someone who's kept up with the product, it's very clear, like, WWE was the third or fourth best promotion this year. All right, we're done with Cena. Guess the stream is shorter than we thought. No. We'll take a look. There's other clips where he's talking about like Cody and then whatever. We'll take a look at that. But I needed a break from Cena for a sec. That was crazy. For the same reason, people shit on Claire Obscure Expedition 33 winning 9 game awards and Game of the Year, aka people are stupid. I mean, people are gonna have opinions, man. Again, it's just like if you don't agree with the opinion, that's like completely fine. It's just as someone who has seen it all, I can honestly tell you, it's just not even close. It's just not even close. All right, let's see what else this dumbass has to say today.
Yeah.
Steve is real beautiful with his wisdom.
Yeah.
He's talking about Stone Cold, I assume.
I admire him for always being him, and it's a lesson that stuck with me. Yeah. Champion, doing things that like, okay, the business is going well. We're digging it out. There's no more is there 1,200 people.
Yeah.
But we still are throwing out some black curtain. And I think it might have been Anaheim because it's one of those. No, both the buildings have the tunnels, but it's like he walked in daylight.
Yeah, it was Anaheim.
It was Anaheim.
Yeah.
He walked in daylight. Hey, kid, how you doing? And you could see the arena from where we were at. Like, man, I'm doing great. Things are going good. We're doing this. I'm doing this on TV tonight. He goes, that's great. We didn't have any of this fucking black curtain when I performed. Have a good night.
Stone Cold is funny, dog. Stone Cold is funny. So he's talking about like a story where I guess this is when Cena was on top. And like so they're working in Anaheim and Stone Cold comes to visit and he goes, "Oh damn, pal. We don't have this black curtain." Like that is such a Stone Cold thing to say. I mean, it's true. And like I mean that is a thing like that I guess makes you work harder to try to build something long lasting and like say what you want about Cena, but he did that for sure. All right, last clip here.
Keeps getting hit.
Afterwards, the audience's expectations were, I want a new personality. I want new gear. I want a new theme
So this is him
song,
talking about the
all
heel
this.
turn, it would seem.
Yeah, great idea. Those are all great ideas. It takes 2 years at least to get a guy over.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do that, and we gotta call it quits in December, I don't know if that's enough time for a turnaround. So now the tools I have to work with are like, play within the confines, develop your why. Okay, I'm in an abusive relationship. And all right, that makes sense. I can lean into the polarization of the audience and say all those things I didn't want to say. I rarely walk down hypotheticals. Let's walk down hypothetical streets.
Walk it down.
Let's say everyone that showed up at the chamber is active until August.
Okay.
That robs us of John Cena, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That robs us of John Cena, CM Punk, John Cena, Ron Cena, John Cena, AJ Styles, John Cena, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Me and you for the last one.
Look, okay, at least 4 of those I could have lived without. Ron Cena, like, come on, man. Logan Paul, ain't nobody want to see that.
Mano y mano.
Yeah.
So yes, the story that might have had star power and gravity and who knows what, but what we got by just being like, these are the pieces left.
Yeah.
What can we build? What we got from me personally was beautiful. Was beautiful. And I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. Again, I've released art into the world and they can think how they want about it. I'm just also saying that, like, is it a wise investment in time? And what I've learned about like credible wrestling critiques, of course it is, because you want chatter and you want clickbait. But not like, let's analyze what happened. And I was in the ring with you. I was in the ring with Randy and Punk and Ron Cena and Logan Paul and AJ Styles. Man, it was really loud.
Yeah.
So, judging by the wise man Shawn Michaels, does that mean we did okay? I don't know.
Look, I hear what he's saying here. But the WWE crowd is always going to mark out for John Cena, especially during his final run. That live crowd is almost always going to mark out. The issue is when you're watching it week to week, the promos are just not hitting, right? From a week-to-week viewing standpoint, which is what WWE is supposed to be. It's supposed to be weekly television that builds up to these major shows. It just did not hit. And I don't think it's like, and John, I'm sure John's not saying that, but I don't think that it's, unfair criticism or whatever to say that like it just didn't hit and it kind of sucked. Like, I like personally believe it kind of sucked. Like, the John Cena retirement run, it was one of the most underwhelming things that has ever been produced by professional wrestling, period. And I think it will be a blot on this on Triple H's entire career as a booker. I think that's a more than fair criticism given the stakes that were set out for this last run. That's just my personal opinion. Just the crowd being loud, I don't think is it, right? It's part of it for sure. But yeah, anyway. The Nightmare Factory is WWE pilled, but I bet Cody still has the AEW tunnels there. I'm sure they're in there somewhere. I'm sure that they're in there somewhere. Unless Tony, when he was leaving, was like, hey, can I have those tunnels? Maybe. Anyway, guys. We do have some other John Cena related news quickly before we wrap here. This is courtesy of WrestleVote and FightfulSelect.com. John Cena will be the subject of an upcoming documentary on his retirement. There were documentary crews on hand for a production that is tentatively targeted for mid-2026. So it looks like we are getting The Last Dance John Cena version, which is, I'm sure, going to be great. This one made me cry. The average secondary market, so this is like SeatGeek and other secondary markets, the average secondary resale market ticket, the average secondary market, meaning reselling, for John Cena's retirement at WWE's Saturday night's main event went for $868, by far the highest in the history for a wrestling show. This is genuinely one of the most expensive and lucrative wrestling shows there's ever been. This cleared by, I believe, a pretty significant margin WWE's last largest arena gate, which was the Raw debut on Netflix. There were like 19,000 in the building for this match. And again, like when you take into account like this was the resale market, I mean the demand and the ability for a lot of people to make money off of this show was insane. Anyway, the Game Awards this year had 2 tunnels similar to AEW, so Cody could come out of the tunnels again. Yo, he should have done the come out. He should have came out of the chandelier like he used to, man. I missed Cody coming out of the chandelier. Batman says, Omar, you heard about the controversies around Sports Illustrated and JD from New York over AEW getting all the awards, including Promotion of the Year. Look, again, if you want me to talk about that specific YouTuber, pay me. You got to leave a super chat. What I will say about the Sports Illustrated Awards is awards are inherently subjective. Opinions are inherently subjective. You are going to see a lot of people who mainly watched WWE say that WWE was the better promotion. You're going to hear a lot of people who mainly watched AEW say that AEW is by far the better promotion. As someone who has watched both, I can honestly tell you that AEW was better week to week as a promotion from an entertainment standpoint than WWE. I don't think it's even close. This is not about who is bigger. This is not about who's getting more bread. It's not about who's stacking more paper. It's not about who's getting more. Like, it doesn't matter. We're talking about entertainment. We're talking about doing professional wrestling. WWE, I don't think, rose to do the standard of AEW. I think that is just, and again, it's an opinion. People want different things out of professional wrestling. What I want is like creative, logical storytelling. If you want the biggest moments and that's it, then WWE probably would win for you. If you just want big stars appearing, then WWE would probably win for you. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Is it an opinion I agree with? No, but I don't have to. I think, again, people can get, caught up or whatever about this. And like, look, there is a good faith way to have these conversations and to like, look, you don't have to, I've been on this stream ridiculing lists before. I will be ridiculing lists and all that kind of stuff in the future. But at the end of the day, man, it's just professional wrestling. Getting worked up, and again, I say this in jest because God knows I can get worked up. But getting worked up over that kind of stuff to a serious degree is just, yeah. Creative and logical storytelling is not what AEW do. I mean, in 2025 they did. I just, if you look at Hangman's Redemption, if you look at the eventual way they put that title on Samoa Joe and built him up, if you look at the Hollywood ending and what the story they told with Mariah May and Tony Storm, Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay was one of the feuds of the year. The way they went to battle and Kyle Fletcher trying to get out of Will Ospreay's shadow. The Death Riders was dog shit for most of the year. Then the second half of the year, they've been one of the best things on AEW TV. I could go on. If you want me to go on, I can go on. It is just, I'm comparing that to John Cena's retirement run, which was an unmitigated failure from a creative standpoint. I'm comparing that to the babyface run of Cody Rhodes, which has been virtually nothing. He's been non-existent on TV. I'm comparing this to Julia and versus Chelsea Green, which has been bad. I'm comparing this to a lot of stuff in WWE. The best feud that WWE had all year was Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors, and they've given up on that in large part. This is my analysis. I am not begging anyone to agree, but I think that in 2025, AEW has been the standard bearer of storytelling in professional wrestling. From the promos to the way they tell in-ring stories, I don't think it's close. WWE has leaned into moments, and that is what they do, and that's fine. It's good for them. The Young Bucks arc has been one of the best and most underrated stories there's been in the past couple of months. I am not trying to beat this drum or whatever. I'm not trying, because again, I got accused of being a WWE show at the top of the show. I'm going to be accused of being an AEW show at the bottom. It is what it is. I just, from my opinion, as someone who's watched almost the entirety of both products, I just cannot say that week to week WWE has been a better company than AEW. It is just, they don't do storytelling anymore. There's even long-term Young Bucks arc in AEW. Yep. 2023, Adam Cole, MJF. 2024, Swerve's rise, Hangman's downfall, plus Mariah May. 2025, Kyle Fletcher, Hangman Page. The fall of MJF. Yeah, the fall of MJF was a good story too. Rise of Ricochet. Yeah, Ricochet is one of the best characters that AEW has too. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. Moments tend to dry out a lot of times. You think about long-term, especially when it comes to big moments. Yeah. And I'm someone who watches wrestling because I want to be engaged with what I'm seeing. I want that the story to evolve, and I just have not seen that with WWE this year. It has just been moment. Also, AEW highlights some forgotten wrestlers like Kyle O'Reilly and Bandito. Kyle O'Reilly, man, the build up to the women's blood and guts match is the best build up to any War Games-esque match this entire year. And then the match itself was a 5-star match. Yeah. But again, I mean, look, people can crash out if they want. I'm just giving my opinion. Mercedes Moné is way better in AEW in the Indies than she was in WWE. I don't know about way better. Is she better? Maybe, but I don't know about way better. Come on now. Anyway, guys, one thing I do know is that I gotta go. But this was a good break for me. We'll try to do another stream tomorrow or this weekend for sure. Programming note. There are some videos that are going to be coming to the channel for members first. That is members, those who pay $5 a month by hitting that join button, which is all you got to do to get access to that. The problem with WWE NXT. Also, my video about oh God, what was it? Hold up. Damn it. I should have had this pulled up. I see, like, this is how you guys know I don't have like notes or anything. I am free. I was about to say something crazy. But I am just going off of vibes. Because this was a last minute stream. But so I got the NXT video that's going to be up for members in a couple of days, and then an MJF like booking his world title win and run. That is going to be out in just a little bit as well for members first. That and so much more coming for members. Going to be a big dash of content over the next couple of weeks, because I will have time to do that. So be sure to get yourselves access to it by becoming a member for $5 a month. That's all you got to do. You get access to that. You'll get access to everything in the archives, custom emotes, and so much more. And I'll read your chats guaranteed as they come on the screen. So become a member today, and let's continue the Real Take movement. All right, guys. I have been Big Ohm, as they call me. This has been Big Ohm Live. I appreciate you guys so much. Eric, thank you for the Triple H thing there. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been